Hello all. In this video, let us take a look into SSDT improvements for SSAS tabular. SSDT is the SQL Server Data Tools environment which we will be using for the development of SSAS model. So in our previous versions, we need to choose a workspace server in order to do the development of the tabular models in the SSDT. So the workspace server is nothing but is a tabular instance which will create a kind of a temporary project, and then it will store the data over there, and then whenever you are opening this solution, automatically a new temporary database will be created in the workspace server. But now going forward with this integrated environment feature, there is no need for this workspace server itself. And the second improvement is the tabular model explorer. So they have added a kind of a new window in which we can easily browse the model, and then we can search across the model for any specific dimension or any specific column names. In our previous versions, basically there was no efficient way to search through the models, and it was a bit difficult to work with larger models basically. And the third improvement is, like, it's a very trivial improvement. In the measure grid, what happens is, if your measure name is bigger, basically the cell value or the cell size will not be resizing, or it will be kind of looking in a cutoff fashion. But in this latest version of SSDT, the cell size will automatically resize according to the measure name length. So all these features are available with the SSDT installation for Visual Studio 2015. Let us take a quick look into a demo for all these features. So on the interest of time, I have just started creating a new tabular model project already. And if you notice, in the opening page itself, it is showing either to choose a workspace server or integrated workspace. So in our previous versions, we need to choose a workspace server before we are starting our cube development. But now we can choose this integrated workspace, and this is only applicable for SQL Server 2016 RTM onwards. That is, the compatibility level should be 1200 and above. So once you choose this integrated workspace, by default it automatically internally it creates a kind of a temporary server within this machine, per my understanding, and then it will be using that as a storage, or whatever work we are doing, it will be the metadata, everything will be stored there. So now if you take a look into the solution explorer, if you choose the properties, you could see that the integrated workspace mode is set to true here. So it means that it is working on the server which is internally created within this Visual Studio itself. So here if you see, the workspace server is showing something like this localhost 17313. But actually in my machine, this SSA analysis service itself is not running. So it is creating its own internal server for this specific model itself. So after once you create it with the integrated mode, it works as usual, like whatever modeling you want to do, you can do it over here. So let us try importing some data and see. So let's pick a couple of tables here. So now it has got imported. After that, from here onwards, it's a usual thing what we will do, like we create measures, or we put calculated columns, everything works as usual. So this is the integrated workspace mode. Now let us take a look into the tabular model explorer. So here, once you open this tabular model project within this Visual Studio environment, we can go to view and other windows, and you could see this tabular model explorer. So this would give a complete view on what are the data sources available and what are the tables available, and if there are any relationship, it would show the relationships, and it would list out all the columns over here. If you want to search something, like for example, let us try this date. So this date column is available in the date table, and a partition also available with the name date, and this purchase table also has the date key over here. This is very useful for bigger models. In our client, we are basically working with a kind of a model which is having around 20-25 tables, and it's always very difficult to find a column, or it was like very tough to find a column, or to go to navigate to that column itself was very difficult. But now in this case, if you click on this column, this would automatically, this will be highlighted to this specific column in the table. So if I choose the table, automatically it moves to the table, and under the table, if you choose a column, it would go to that column. So this is very helpful for us in to find the columns, go there and check data, or do something over there. So now one more very helpful thing over here is, like, in case if I'm going to create a measure, let us say test measure for demo. Now what you can do is, you can start typing here and you will get an IntelliSense. One more thing what you can do is, you can just click the column here, it would automatically get filled in here. So there is no need to type the thing over there. So you can choose the columns over here, so automatically it gets filled in there, and I guess it reduces a little bit of our typing effort also, rather than once the IntelliSense opens up, you need to scroll down or you need to continue typing. Instead of that, you can use this tabular model explorer to write these measures in an efficient way. So that is the tabular model explorer. This is the third feature what I was mentioning. It's a trivial one, but previously whenever you are creating a measure, and if you are having a measure name which is too long, then it would cut off here itself. It would not wrap down like this. So now whenever the measure name is length is more than the cell width, automatically it would wrap down it, and it would show it in a proper way like this. So those are the three features what I wanted to discuss on this video, and as I mentioned earlier, this is available with the SSDT installation for Visual Studio 2015. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll meet you all soon with my next video.